Hi, I'm James the Light Guy, and today we're going to take a look at a set of LED work lights I purchased from Amazon. This is a 2-pack of chip-on-board lights. They are run by either two 18650s or 4 AA batteries and have a rubberized seal, which is supposed to make them waterproof, and they come in a variety of types with a single large chip-on-board LED, dual round, or dual square. This is, of course, the dual square function or form. And one of the key features this has is that it has a built-in charging system for the 18650s, and you can use it as a power bank for your cell phone. Let's zoom in a bit. There we go, and we'll do an unboxing. So I purchased these. They were $26. You get two, well, they have the same brand. This, does it say it on the box anywhere? I don't even know what to call this. OTYTY. That's the same mark as the seller, I believe. You get 4 18650 batteries. Two USB micro USBs. And it looks like we get two of these lights. Alright, taking a quick look at the lights themselves. Let's look at this one. It has a detented arm in the back that can be used for propping it up at a variety of angles, as well as straight vertical here. It has the battery compartment, which, as we saw on the box, can receive two 18650s in this position or 4 AA batteries across there. And under this plug cover here, if I could get it open, is an input USB USB micro input for charging, and a USB type A to plug in a phone or other device that needs to be recharged. Now, the box says on here, does the box say it? The box doesn't. The listing says that these are IP65 waterproof rating, but there is no seal or gasket back here to the battery compartment and clear openings right into the main assembly there and through this port here. So I doubt its waterproofness significantly. This rubberized button is pretty decent. Look, is that closed all the way? There it goes, closed all the way. It's a little better, but not a good seal. Little momentary button there, decent. This rubberized frame is not too bad. Let me see if I can undo these screws and take a look underneath. It looks like this is just a rubber guard, or possibly a cheap silicone guard that goes around the periphery. This does appear to be just bog standard ABS plastic, let's take off this enclosure and see what the chips look like. While I'm opening this up, I want to thank you guys for watching the video. If you find it useful or entertaining, hit that like button and give me a thumbs up and share with your friends. All right, looks like we have a really flexible plastic retainer. This is also just a thin plastic shield and a chrome plated reflector housing. And we can see our two 15-watt LED chips on a small metallic heatsink. We're going to take this completely apart and see what it looks like. Here we go. We can see that heatsink in the back. Let's pull that panel off. There we go. It doesn't have any surface area. There's no airflow back here. It is just a fairly thick aluminum plate for thermal mass. So you don't want to leave this thing on too long. And we have our battery components or battery holder with all of the positives and negative wires going around. That's interesting. They clearly ran out of blue wires, because this wire here should be blue, as it is going from the negative on the AA battery side, same as the negative from the 18650 side. Taking a closer look at the circuit board itself, we have some fairly generic components and some sloppy solders. Let me see if I can get the focus a little bit better there. Maybe. There we go. As you can see, we got some underheated soldering joints, like specifically here. Not enough solder put on that joint. Or down here, just barely wedded on to the tab there. It's a pretty poor manufacturing job there, but we'll get into my final review once we turn one on. Let's leave this apart. Fix our focus. There we go. Grab this one. I threw a pair of my Samsung 18650s that were fully charged into this one. Now this has three functions. The first click is full bright, second click is dim, and third is a strobe at full brightness, and the fourth click turns it back off. So let's turn it on facing the camera. Heads up, it's gonna be bright. There we go. Not sure if you guys are getting wavy lines on your screen, but on mine it's pretty rough. This is, I would say, adequately bright. Let me turn off the studio lights. But if I were to be, let's say, working on my car or whatever, I could set this up and then start working on whatever I need to. That's decent. We can set it to dim. The camera compensated significantly, but bright was so bright that this reflection was hard to look at. dim is not too bad. And now I'm gonna give a strobe warning. If you have issues with strobing lights, look away until I say the word bananas. And there's that strobe function at full brightness. One more click turns it off. Bananas. You can look back at the screen now. I do like this light. Let's turn the studio lights back on. For the money, I paid $26. I got 2 of these with 4 18650 batteries. I haven't checked the capacity of these. I mean, they claim to be 4,200 milliamp hour, which garbage, clearly false, but you know, they're at least going to be rated for probably 1,000 milliamp hours, which, considering that this can be used as a power bank and left pretty much, you know, unused, these batteries don't tend to drop power off just in standby. You could leave this in your car in the event of emergency, use it as a nice light when needed, and a power bank if necessary. So, would I recommend getting them? Absolutely. I'll put a link in the description below if you'd like to get them for yourself. And if you don't mind, swing by my Patreon page. If a few of my viewers throw a couple of bucks in the hat each month, we can afford to do a bigger project. I'm thinking for a Patreon perk, we can do a poll or come up with an idea for a grand scale project for the channel, and only our patrons will be involved in that original decision-making process. So consider stopping by at patreon.com/JamesTheLightGuy. And until next time, I'm James the Light Guy.